Hi everybody, thanks for joining Create with Dee. I'm so excited to share with you my latest project. This is a Christmas in July card holder, and it's really more of a gift card gift holder because when you open up the envelope, you've got two pockets, one for your envelope and one for your greeting cards. Such a cute little Christmas in July project to get us started on our holiday gift giving. Let's get started. I do want to thank Tanja Rath. I believe she's a demonstrator from Germany, and I got the dimensions and everything from her, although I did modify her original design so that we could use our 8.5 by 11 sheets of cardstock in order to make the folder. So big thank you out for her. Thank you for sharing your inspiration. One of the reasons why I wanted to rework it is that I absolutely love the fact that we get these cardstock packs that Stampin' Up! Has now. So I'm using this Christmas Specialty Designer Series paper, and I'll tell you why it's special here as we go along, as well as this Christmas cardstock pack. So it's a great way to make projects like this. You can make so many of them out of one combination of the Designer Series paper and the cardstock pack. So let's get started doing the elements of the folder. It's 3 basic items that we're going to make. We're going to make the outside folder itself, and then the card pockets, and I'm going to use my Simply Scored scoring tool to get the job done. So this is a piece of 11 by 7 very vanilla cardstock, and we're going to score it at 5 1/8 and 5 7/8. I'm just going to get all of the scoring out of the road while we have the Simply Scored scoring tool out. So this is the pocket for the envelope, and this is cut at 6 by 5 1/4, and I've got the 6-inch along the top here, and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch on 3 sides. So again, it's a 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, I messed that up, 1/2 inch, it won't show, and 3/4 inch. Okay, so we want to do it on 3 sides, the 2 short sides and 1 long side. And this is going to be the pocket for the cards, and this is cut at 6 1/8 by 4 3/8. And on this one, we're going to score it at a 1/2 inch and at 7/8. Okay, so it's 1/2 inch and 7/8. Again, we're going to do that on 3 sides. 1/2 inch and 7/8. 1/2 inch and 7/8. Again, on 3 sides, 2 short and 1 long. Guys, I have all of these measurements in one spot on my blog. Just follow the link in the comment sections on the video, and then you can read all the different cuts and the different layering things on my blog if you'd like. Okay, now we're back to the folder, now that we have all of our scoring done, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to add the layers to the front of the folder as well as the back panels. So for that, what we're going to need are 3 sets of the cardstock, and on the garden green, this is going to be 5 by 6 7/8, and 3 of the cherry cobblers, and this is cut at 6 3/4 by 4 7/8. And again, we're going to need 3 sets of those. And then for the cover on This is Christmas Specialty Designer Series paper, this is cut at 6 3/8 by 4 3/4, and we're going to layer all of those together. So we're going to take multi-purpose glue, and I'm going to put just a thin bead of this multi-purpose glue on the outer edge, and we'll mat the layers. I like using the multi-purpose glue because it does allow for a little wiggle room if you want to slide it. And same thing on the Designer Series paper. And we'll layer those. So pretty. Such a pretty Christmas paper. So I've got our folder where we've scored it, the outside folder, and you want to grab your bone folder. Make sure that as we do all of our folding that we get nice crisp edges on it. And this is another modification that I did from her original design. I wanted a little wider binding there so that my cards could fit into it a little easier. Okay, so we fold it so that we can easily see where our front of our card is. And what I want to do next is put our ribbon, and we want to put it behind the card or the front of our box. And for ribbon, I like to use tear and tape when it's behind something. It's kind of nice. And so I'm just going to put a little bit of tear and tape about in the center. And then we'll remove the top layer here. And I have about 20 inches of the lace ribbon. And it's the Very Vanilla. And you can use whichever coordinating color ribbon that you might like. I just kind of liked the antique look of this. And I'm going to put that down, and it kind of anchors it really nicely on that. Now I'm going to take our folder front, and again with our multi-purpose glue, and I would recommend multi-purpose glue, fast fuse, tear and tape for this project, because the more 3D something is, the more secure. You definitely want to make sure that you have it. And I'll just see if there's an orientation to the paper, and I think I want it to go this way. And we'll layer that. So pretty. Love it. Okay, so now on the inside of the card, on this sample here, I did not do any matting on the back, so that's what that would look like, if that's your preference. But I kind of liked the idea of really dressing it up from start to finish. And so on our other pieces here, we're simply going to line the inside of the card, of our folder. And if you wanted to, you could so add the Designer Series paper on the inside of this as well. I want to make sure there's my fold line. And we'll mat that. Oops. Shift it on me just a little bit. And same thing on the other side. It's kind of crazy to always think about starting Christmas in July, the time of this video. But you know, it's never too early to start on these little gift projects. So now let's make our pockets. I'll make one of these together, then the other one, it's the same principle going into it. So this is the envelope pocket. It's going to be this larger one here. And what I've done is with the bone folder, I have gone ahead and creased all of my lines. And what we want to do next is take our paper snips, and we're going to cut out this corner intersection here on either one. Okay, so this little corner right in here where the lines intersect, and again I have this on my blog so it's easy to see. We're just going to cut out that little corner here. We're not going to need any of these elements for our pocket. Okay, and you'll notch out the same thing for the card. You'll notch out the bottom of that as well. Okay, while it's flat, it's easier to decorate. So let's go ahead and decorate. So for the decorating on the envelope flap, we need a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock, and this is going to be cut at, 4 3/8 by 4 3/8, and then the Designer Series paper is cut at 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and I matted that just like we did before. And again with my multi-purpose glue. it's going to go on the inside of this right in here. There we go. And then for our for our cards, we're going to need a piece of cherry cobbler, and this is cut at 4 1/4 by 3 3/8, and the designer series paper is cut at 4 1/8 by 3 1/4. And we'll put that on. We'll get that. Now it's time to make our beautiful little lace cutout. For the card side, it is 4 1/4, and so this cherry cobbler is cut at 4 1/4 this way. And I'm going to center the larger lace image. And this die is the detailed floral finlets. You get 3 pieces. So I'm going to take the larger piece, and this is again for the cards, and this nifty little piece right here will cut the outline of it. I am using the magnetic platform to hold everything in place. So we'll go ahead and make our acrylic sandwich, and I'll run it through the Big Shot. So this little piece here, what it does is it cuts the, like the border on the top of it. And I want to go ahead and grab my Big Shot die foam and brush. And then this brush will get all of those little holes and pieces and get all of our little delicate lace punched out. Or at least get a good start on it. And so when we reveal, love it, love it, love it. I'll shake this off in my trash I've got close by. And if you have those left over, just kind of gently with your brush, you can come back through and poke out the rest. And again, I'm going to kind of just tap this off. And you can come back through and, you know, keep working on the little lace areas. And now for the envelope side, we need a piece of cherry cobbler, and this is cut at 4 3/8 inches. So you're going to have a little wider border. And again, we're using the smaller one now. But I want to center that. And this topper will work the same on both of them. And we're going to need 2 of these. We'll just make one together. And again, we'll run it through the Big Shot. And this time with you, I'll be a little more, I guess what I should say, I'll do it a little more vigorously, which is what I typically do. I just was trying to be a little gentle in front of the camera here. But let's go ahead and get our Big Shot die brush. And again, this piece will take off. And you're not going to hurt the lace at all. Just go ahead and really, you know, work the brush into all of those little sections. And the 3 3/8 is just a little big, so just take your scissors and you can snip off the edge here. Okay, so now when we reveal, I've got, you know, a lot of it done. I'll tap this off. And now you can come back in with your brush and kind of get some of those other pieces. And then any stubborn piece that's still in there, you can take your paper piercer. Gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I love this die. It's so pretty. So now we need another one. This detailed floral thinlet, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm so loving it. It's so pretty. So many different delicate things that you can do with it. To put on the lace floral that we have here, I'm going to use the fine tip glue pen. And go around the edges for sure. And the top. You don't need to put it on every little space on it. I just like to kind of look for the larger intersections here that there are some solid input, but definitely around the edges. And then this gets lined up with the cherry cobbler outside border. And then just goes right on top. And then if you need to come back and kind of tuck under some other pieces with the fine tip glue pin, you can so do that. And now for the envelope, same thing. We're going to put the fine tip glue pin, whoops, it's off camera, let me move this up. Fine tip glue pin on the border, around the outer edge I should say. And I'm very lightly squeezing it. You don't need much of this, and you don't want it to glop out. So just a fine little pressure. And on this one, we're going to match it up again with the cherry cobbler border. And we're going to do it on the top and the bottom, and I'll put this one on. Now it's time to actually put the pockets on the inside. I've put tear and tape along the outer edge. That's the 1/2 inch section, the one the closest to the edge, on both the pocket and the pockets for the card and the envelopes. So I'm working on the envelope one right now. Oh my goodness. Always on camera. He's want to just fuss with me here a little bit. Get that started. There we go. So again, I've got them on the 3 sides. And these are going to tuck behind, like so, and create the actual pockets. And what I like to do is I like to start on the bottom and look to get it centered of where I would like it. And that looks pretty good right there. And then you tuck the flaps in. And put down. Then you can take your bone folder and get a nice burnish on it on the inside. And there we have our envelope pocket. So cute. This is so pretty. And while we're making this stampers for Christmas in July with all of the gorgeous designer series paper that Stampin' Up! Has, of course you can keep your recipient in mind and look through the other designer series paper and make her a card collection for any time of the year. So make a cute, if you want to make somebody some general greeting cards, note cards, just anything. And really it goes together pretty fast, and you know, it helps us use up those designer series papers that we're investing in, because sometimes I have a hard time using it because they're so pretty. I don't want to cut into them. Do you guys ever do that? You delay on using it because you really like how pretty it looks. And again, we're going to tuck these in. When you tuck them in, what you want to be careful with is that you don't tuck them too far inside, meaning that you don't want to make the pocket smaller than what it needs to be to house our greeting cards and our envelopes. Okay, there we go. We have made our little greeting card folder. And then it's just a matter of decorating the front how you'd like. For mine, what I did is I took lots of labels, framelit, and again used our 3 colors in the assorted pack. And with cherry cobbler ink and garden green, I stamped the sentiments Happy Christmas, used this little, I guess the holly image here, and added some rhinestones to the front of it. And then we get this gorgeous little Christmas box ready to go. Please check back at my blog. In July, I'm going to be making greeting cards that will match our set here. And I so thank you for stopping by and checking out my project today. Happy crafting. Bye-bye. Oh gosh, guys, I'm not quite done yet. I wanted to tell you about this designer series paper. This is Christmas. It's called a specialty designer series paper, and what's special about it is you actually get 4 sheets of each of the styles here. So you get 24 sheets versus 12 sheets, which is typical with Stampin' Up, which is great for doing Christmas cards and mass producing, because Stampin' Up knows that, we need multiples when we make Christmas cards. And the paper is lighter than normal, but that's okay because it's for layering, and actually I'm going to like it a little better for making Christmas envelopes too. So we get 12 sheets of paper, so it's really a great bargain with getting Stampin' Up's designer series paper, as well as being able to make multiples of these projects without buying multiple stacks of paper. Okay, that's my tip with this designer series paper. Thanks again. Bye-bye.